Hello, this is Yolanda Lloyd recording video reflection for week 6, and I will call this one tying up loose ends. So I co-led this week with Lauren, which was good. It was I think it was a good match that I led with Lauren because she's more outspoken or has a stronger presence, I believe, than I do. So it balanced itself out. Um, she the group started out with the exercise we did with the index cards, and as I was um, engaging with the group on giving instructions and feedback, and as they were commenting back on the exercise, she was writing on the board, and then she was still writing on the board while also engaging them. And it was in the book, it says the co-leaders must be consistent and non-competitive, and I think we did that really well. Um, the three main models, I think we alternated and we shared, um, and I would say apprenticed as well because I'm a newbie to leading a group, and she's had experience leading groups before, so I think that helped me a lot. Um, she we also met up prior to leading this group. I think we met up for about 2 hours the week prior, so that was good, and it calmed some nerves for me as well. Even though I know the people in the group, it still frazzled me a little bit to have to lead the group, but I think it went well. And to finish up what was discussed from the week before last, it was brought up in the group by Robin initially that she wanted to pretty much apologize for not allowing me the emotion or the space to go with my emotions and the problem I shared with disciplining my son. And I honestly did not want to go there, so I didn't hold any fault on her for doing that. But I guess as a client in counseling, that it would have been necessary for me to go through that. Um, or for us to go through that, the client and the therapist. So these co-leading this session and as well being a part of it, it was beneficial, very beneficial for me because it showed me how I really do need to be or did need to be more vulnerable in groups because it's not for me, it's actually for the client. Well, it's for me and for the client, but I have to take that step in order to ensure that I'll be able to better help the client or help them as much as I can. Because if I'm putting up resistance and putting up these brick walls, then so the clients will be as well. So I checked myself on that with some assistance from you as well as some classmates. So there's that. Um, and as regard to the reading this week, on in chapter 13, it says there's two guidelines for establishing groups. The first is a theme, and the second one is needs and necessities. And the theme made sense. It just made sense. But for it to be based off needs and necessities, I'm not sure why it didn't really click with me, but there are so many different needs and necessities for adults, even for adolescents. I'll throw them in there because that's in my work group, and that's been on my mind. So, and it gave an example for women who work outside the home need assistance overcoming circumstances that limit them. I I guess I never really put much thought into groups because I didn't know how prevalent or how heavily they were in the counseling world. You know, the only groups I knew about were the ones associated with AA and for the children that were delinquent uh, juveniles because my brother he had to attend some groups for that. So, and of course the church groups with the youth groups within the church. So it was that this section was really eye opening in the groups department. No more than anything else, but it showed me that it doesn't matter. A group can be made up of anything, like a group of homemakers. That's what I do primarily now, in addition to school. And I never considered attending a social group for that. So yeah, that was that was interesting. And and I appreciate the um what's the word I'm looking for? The variety that's possible and that's available with working with groups. It's the flexibility and the variety because there's nothing is set in stone other than maybe a curriculum you choose, but even still that shouldn't be set in stone with counseling because everything doesn't work for everybody. And so yeah, that's I think that's my huge takeaway this week is that there is something for everyone, which is amazing. And yes, so I think I'll leave it at that. Otherwise, I think I can continue on for like 12 minutes or so. So, yes.